What if the power to command calm in the midst of chaos resided not in grand gestures, but in the silent utterance of a single chosen word? This is the forgotten art of verbal mastery, a discipline where language becomes the very architect of our inner peace. Join us as we uncover the potent words that can tame the storm within. 5 power words to stay cool. Calm words, Stoic power, compiled and published by Stoic Dominion. Lesson 1. The weight behind every word. A word, once spoken, is an arrow released from its bow, flying irrevocably toward its target. The wise archer knows that the weight of the shaft and the tension of the string determine its flight, just as the wise soul understands the profound weight behind every word they choose. We often exist in a state of verbal carelessness, our words spilling out like unmeasured water, driven by the turbulent and unseen currents of our emotions. In moments of stress or frustration, we react, we lash out, we lament, and in doing so, we unwittingly give our personal power away, allowing our precious inner state to be dictated by the chaos of the external world. This careless speech creates ripples that disturb not only our own tranquility, but also the peace of those around us. We find ourselves ensnared in self-made cycles of anger, regret, and anxiety, our words becoming the very chains that bind us to our emotional turmoil, rather than the keys that might set us free. The transformative solution lies in the Stoic practice of mindful speech, of coming to the profound realization that our words do not merely describe our reality, they actively create it. The path to unshakable inner calm, therefore, begins with a conscious and deliberate choice of the language we use, both in our silent inner monologue and in our spoken interactions with the world. The core of this ancient wisdom is the understanding that words are vessels of immense power. By consciously choosing words that embody tranquility, reason, and perspective, we can begin to shape our own emotional landscape. This is not a practice of suppression, but one of intentional cultivation. Imagine your mind as a pristine garden. Every single word you use is a seed. You hold the power to plant seeds of chaos and distress, or you can choose to plant seeds of enduring peace and unwavering resilience. The first actionable step is one of simple, non-judgmental observation. For one full day, act as a silent witness to your own language. Notice the specific words you use when you're stressed, angry, or fearful. Do not judge yourself. Simply notice their texture, their weight, and their immediate effect on your inner state. The second step is to introduce a pause, a sacred moment of silence between the external stimulus and your verbal response. In that infinitesimal pause lies your ultimate freedom. The third step is to ask a simple question in that space. Does this word I am about to use serve my tranquility? By applying these actions, you will begin to sever the automatic, unconscious link between feeling and speaking. You will create a buffer of calm around yourself, your words becoming a protective shield against turmoil, rather than a sword that deepens every conflict. You will feel a new and invigorating sense of agency and deliberate calm return to you. Your practice for this week is to master the sacred pause. In every conversation, especially those that feel emotionally charged, take one single conscious breath before you speak. Make that small space your inviolable sanctuary. This foundational practice of mindful speech lays the groundwork for a more profound power. But how do we use our words when the fire of a strong emotion is already burning within us? Our next lesson will explore the art of naming the fire in order to calm its flames. If you are ready to master your inner world, show your commitment by liking this video and subscribing to Stoic Dominion for the journey ahead. Lesson 2. Naming the fire within calm. An unnamed fear is a shapeless phantom that haunts the vast darkness of the mind, its power magnified tenfold by its mystery. But to give that phantom a name, to define its edges with a precise word, is to bring it into the light, to see its true size and substance, and ultimately to rob it of its imagined terror. When a powerful emotion like raw anger, burning jealousy, or heart-pounding panic surges through our veins, our first instinct is often to be completely consumed by it. In that moment, we become the anger. We are the panic. We lose our very sense of self in the inferno, unable to find the solid ground of reason beneath our feet. and our language inevitably reflects this inner chaos, becoming a torrent of blame, fear, and utter confusion. In this state of emotional fusion, we are rendered powerless. We make poor decisions, we damage our most valued relationships, and we needlessly deepen our own suffering. We are like a ship without a captain, tossed helplessly on the violent waves of a storm we cannot possibly comprehend because we have not yet dared to name it. The transformative solution is the elegant Stoic practice of objective labeling. It is the subtle but powerful art of using precise, unemotional, and objective language to describe our inner state, not as a personal catastrophe, but as an impersonal and transient event. The ancient wisdom here is that the simple act of naming an emotion immediately separates the observer from the observed. When you can calmly say to yourself, "A feeling of intense anger is present within me," you are no longer the anger itself. You are the calm, conscious, and unassailable space in which the anger is occurring. This creates immediate psychological distance and restores your divine power of reason. It is the crucial difference between being lost in the fire and being the clear-headed firefighter who has arrived to skillfully manage the blaze. The actionable steps to this practice are simple. First, begin to build a vocabulary of objective emotion. Instead of thinking, "I'm absolutely furious," practice observing, "A sensation of intense heat in my chest and a rapid pulse are being experienced." Instead of "I'm panicking," try, "My thoughts are racing and my breathing has become shallow." The second step is to state this objective observation to yourself, either silently in your mind or by writing it down. This simple act of translation from hot, emotional language to cool, factual language is in itself deeply calming. The immediate benefit is a dramatic reduction in the intensity of the emotion. You will feel a sense of control and agency return as you shift from being a helpless victim of the feeling to being a curious scientist of it. This practice cultivates a profound sense of self-awareness and emotional intelligence, allowing you to navigate your rich inner world with newfound grace and skill. Your exercise is to become an inner meteorologist. For the next week, whenever a strong emotion arises, take a single moment to write down a purely physical and objective description of the weather pattern inside you, as if you were calmly reporting it for a scientific journal. Once we can accurately name the fire, we can then begin to anchor ourselves against its heat. Our next lesson will delve into how specific, chosen words can act as powerful anchors in the inevitable storms of emotion. What emotion do you find most challenging to name within yourself? Share your experience in the comments below. Your journey can help and inspire others on the same path. Lesson 3. Anchoring emotion through language. A ship caught in a storm-tossed sea seeks out a heavy and reliable anchor, not to foolishly fight the immense power of the waves, but to simply hold its position and maintain its integrity amidst them. In the emotional storms of life, a single powerful word can become the anchor for the soul, holding us steady and centered until the tempest inevitably passes. When we are overcome by a powerful emotion, our mind feels adrift, unmoored from the safe harbors of reason and peace. We feel ourselves being swept away by the terrifying currents of anxiety about the future, or dragged under by the immense weight of past regrets. In this desperate state, we grasp for anything to hold on to, often making the situation far worse with impulsive actions or frantic pleading words. This feeling of being emotionally unanchored is the very source of our greatest distress. It is the feeling of ultimate powerlessness, of being a helpless victim to the turbulent chaos of our own minds. We lack a focal point, a center of gravity to which we can return when the world around us and the world within us feels like it's spinning out of control. The transformative solution is the potent Stoic practice of choosing and employing anchor words. These are specific, pre-selected words that through dedicated practice become psychologically and neurologically tethered to a state of calm, resilience, and clear-eyed perspective. The core of this ancient technique is the understanding that the mind can be conditioned for our benefit. Just as a certain smell can instantly evoke a powerful and vivid memory, a single word, when intentionally practiced, can evoke an entire state of being. By repeatedly and consciously associating a chosen word with a feeling of deep tranquility, you are literally forging a new neurological pathway in your brain. The word becomes a key that unlocks a state of profound calm on command. It is a direct and reliable line to the quiet, unquenchable fire of your disciplined soul. The actionable steps are clear and powerful. The first and most crucial step is to carefully choose your personal anchor word. It should be a word that resonates deeply with you and evokes a feeling of strength and peace. Words like equanimity, stillness, centered, fortitude, or even the simple command breathe are all excellent choices. The second step is to practice the association. For 5 minutes each day, sit quietly, repeat your chosen words silently to yourself, and actively cultivate the physical and mental feeling that it represents. The third step is deployment. The very next time you feel a wave of intense emotion begin to rise, you must silently and firmly repeat your anchor word to yourself, letting it be the rock to which you tie your consciousness. The benefit of this practice is the development of a powerful and immediate tool for emotional self-regulation. You will possess a reliable method for finding your center in moments of high stress. This practice builds a deep and abiding sense of inner reliance. You learn that you carry your sanctuary within you, accessible at any moment through the silent utterance of a single chosen word. Your motivational practice is to choose your anchor word today. Write it down. For the next week, perform your 5-minute daily association practice without fail. Consecrate that word, making it your personal and private sanctuary. With our anchor now firmly set, we can turn our attention to how we express ourselves to the world. Our next lesson explores how to speak from a place of unshakable inner authority. If you have found your anchor word, share it in the comments to inspire others. And remember to subscribe so you do not miss the next crucial step in our journey. Lesson 4. Speaking with inner sovereignty. The true sovereign does not rule by shouting commands or making demands, but through the quiet, unshakable authority of their very presence. Their words carry immense weight not because of their volume, but because they are spoken from a place of profound and unshakable inner dominion. All too often, we speak from a place of deep-seated neediness or fear. Our language becomes pleading, defensive, or even passive-aggressive as we desperately try to manipulate outcomes or control the perceptions of others. We ask for permission when we should be stating our position with clarity, and we use hesitant, uncertain language that betrays our own lack of conviction and self-trust. This mode of speech projects an aura of powerlessness into the world. It silently invites others to disregard our boundaries, to question our competence, and to dismiss our valuable perspective. By speaking like a subject, we inadvertently become one in the eyes of others, and more importantly, in our own mind. We unconsciously train the world to treat us as less than the sovereign ruler of our own life, our choices, and our destiny. The transformative solution is to consciously cultivate the Stoic virtue of speaking with inner sovereignty. This means choosing language that is clear, direct, and firmly grounded in your own reasoned judgment, entirely free from the corrosive need for external validation or approval. The profound wisdom behind this practice is the understanding that your speech is always a direct reflection of your inner state. To speak with sovereignty, you must first feel sovereign within. This means anchoring your decisions and your sense of worth in your own values and reason, as we have previously discussed. Your language then becomes a natural, effortless, outward expression of this deep inner alignment. It is about speaking from a place of authority, not speaking for the purpose of gaining it. Imagine an archer who has aimed so carefully and is so confident in their process that the release of the arrow is merely a calm, quiet, and final step. The actionable steps to embody this are practical. First, begin to eliminate weak, supplicating language from your vocabulary. Replace, "I think maybe we should," with "I propose we." Replace, "I'm sorry, but could I possibly," with "my position is," or "I require." Second, practice speaking in clear, declarative statements rather than apologetic questions. Own your thoughts, your needs, and your boundaries. Third, speak calmly and deliberately at a slightly slower pace than you normally would. This simple shift conveys thoughtfulness, confidence, and authority. By speaking with inner sovereignty, you will notice a profound and immediate shift in all of your interactions. People will listen more attentively. Your boundaries will be more readily respected. Most importantly, you will feel a surge of authentic self-respect and quiet confidence as your outer voice finally begins to match the true strength of your inner character. Your exercise is to identify one specific area this week where you typically use weak or hesitant language. It could be in an email to your boss, a conversation with a family member, or a request you need to make. Consciously script and practice using sovereign, confident language in that one specific interaction. Speaking with sovereignty is the outward expression of inner peace. But how do we maintain that precious peace when faced with external conflict or aggression? Our final lesson will reveal the ultimate Stoic power: commanding peace without ever raising your voice. If you are committed to becoming the sovereign of your own life, affirm it by liking this video. Lesson 5. Commanding peace without raising your voice. The mightiest river carves its path through solid rock, not through furious violent force, but through persistent, unrelenting, quiet pressure. In the same way, the greatest peace is commanded not with a shout that demands attention, but with a profound stillness that invites it. When faced with confrontation, aggression, or external chaos, our most primal instinct is to meet force with equal force. We raise our voices, our muscles tense, our hearts race, and our language becomes a weapon intended to win a battle. We mistakenly believe that to be heard, we must be loud, that to have influence, we must dominate the emotional landscape of the conversation. This reactive approach, however, only ever serves to escalate the conflict. Shouting begets shouting. Anger fuels yet more anger. In our desperate attempt to command the situation, we lose the far more important battle, the command of ourselves. We sacrifice our own inner peace on the altar of a conflict we can never truly win with force. We become an active part of the storm, rather than the calm, clear eye within it. The ultimate transformative solution is the embodiment of true Stoic power, to command peace through your own unshakable tranquility. It is the advanced practice of maintaining your own inner calm so profoundly that it begins to radiate outward, actively influencing the environment and de-escalating conflict without a single forceful word being spoken. The core of this profound wisdom is the understanding that true power is not reactive but generative. A calm and centered human presence is a force of nature in itself. It creates a vacuum of peace that the chaos of others cannot easily penetrate. By calmly refusing to participate in the frenzy, you fundamentally change the dynamic of the entire interaction. You are not a passive participant in their drama. You are an active agent of peace, using your inner stillness as your most potent and effective tool. You become the quiet fire in a disciplined soul, providing warmth and light, but never ever raging out of control. The actionable steps to becoming this force for peace are subtle but powerful. First, anchor yourself. When conflict arises, your first move must be internal. Immediately and silently go to your chosen anchor word. Second, take conscious control of your physiology. Deliberately relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and maintain slow, deep, even breathing. Your body will signal to your mind that there is no true emergency. Third, learn to use silence as a tool. A calm, deliberate pause after someone has spoken aggressively can be more powerful than any clever retort. It gives them the space to hear the uncomfortable echo of their own harshness. The benefits of this advanced practice are immeasurable. You will find yourself navigating difficult conversations and tense situations with an almost unbelievable grace and ease. You will preserve your own precious energy and inner peace, refusing to allow others to dictate your emotional state. You will become a source of stability and reason for those around you, a quiet leader who commands respect and attention through their serene and unshakable strength. Your final and most advanced practice is to seek out a low-stakes disagreement this week. It could be a simple debate about a movie or a minor difference of opinion. In that moment, your entire focus should be on keeping your voice low and even, your body relaxed, and your spirit calm. Your goal is not to win the argument, but to win your peace. You now hold the keys to commanding calm through the subtle power of your words and your presence. Which of these 5 powerful lessons will you begin practicing today? Let us know in the comments below. Your journey is our journey. For more wisdom on living a life of fearless inner strength, ensure you are subscribed to Stoic Dominion. Today we have discovered that true power lies not in volume, but in conscious choice. By understanding the profound weight of our words, naming our inner fire, anchoring our emotions, and speaking with quiet sovereignty, we learn to command peace with our very presence. Thank you for walking this path of wisdom with us. If this journey has ignited your inner fire, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Stoic Dominion for our next exploration into the heart of strength.